Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. It is the Daily Dish, and here we are. It's Daily Tuesday, and Patsy and Helen are already in the house. Helen is taking her walk. Good idea. That's a great idea, by the way. Talk about piggybacking a good habit. I love it. Sandy, it's go time. Cheers. Here's to you, Mother Hen. Margot in the house. Same with our Tanya. Hello, hello. Good to have you here. Deb Cruz is here too. It's just a great day. Hey, Sue, all of you, how'd y'all do on that sprint? Huh? Jocelyn's here. Deborah, God, you guys are just piling on in. I feel like we're all getting into a Volkswagen and smashing inside. Hi, Alice. Remember doing that in high school? We did. Anyway, I'm so glad you're all here. Listen, we got a good show today. We're going to be talking about this concept of pain. And I don't know about you, but when I feel like when we unpack things a little bit, I can understand them a little bit more. And then I can also bear with things a little bit more. What about you? You feel that same way too? Anyway, I have in my little here, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I have in here. I have Crave water that came from our new manufacturer down in Georgia that I'm testing out. It is delicious. You will be going to be finding out all about it very, very soon. In the meantime, I'm going to do some videos for you teaching you how to use L-glutamine to your advantage, because I just feel like I've educated my TikTok audience and forgotten all about my saving dinner audience. So I'm going to do that. Good for you, Susan Fritsch. Good for you. Delayed result. You know, it happens like that. That's the whoosh, by the way. Catherine's in the house. Good to have you here. We have a lot of people here today. And you know what? Our quote is apt. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people just exist. Not us. Not us. We have made a decision, pinkies up, to live vibrantly. And living vibrantly means that we're not going to do things the same way. We're not going to just merely exist. We're not here to take up space, y'all. We're here on purpose and for purpose. And if we're fearfully and wonderfully made, then that means we need to step up and level up. Amen? Lean into your purpose. Embrace it with both hands, arms, all of it. That's what we're about. That's what we get to do. Isn't that cool? Privileged. That's what we are. We are so, so privileged. And when we come to that place and understand that we're privileged, boy, oh boy, does everything shift. Doesn't it? Does for me, I'll tell you. I have to remind myself of that sometimes. I get into my little whiny thing, you know? As you know, I was at my tournament this weekend, and it didn't go great. Not according to plan. Lots of rain delays. The courts were old public tennis courts with lots of different line markers, and with the rain, and we ended up playing under the lights. We didn't get done till 10 o'clock at night. I can't even tell you how exhausting that was, you know, but we did our very best. My partner and I, Michelle, I love her dearly. She's a great friend, and we love playing pickleball together. We didn't do well, but we did well at the very beginning. And then it was a mindset thing. It was a mindset thing. Isn't that funny? You know, we practiced, we did all this stuff together, and our mindset fell apart and we lost. So that was a lesson. And we talked about that in great depth. We're going to, unpack a lot of that. It's always mindset. We've got to be working on our mindset. Mark and I did well. We won our first 2 matches really soundly, and then went into the winner's bracket and soundly lost the next 3, and we were done. But you know what? It was good. It was a huge challenge, and I'm glad I did it. I walk away proudly. I was up for it. There will be more challenges coming my way. I'm going to tell you what, because I'm going to keep stepping into it. Those losses mean nothing. They mean lessons. Experience file. Who's coming to the webinar tonight? We are doing a skin webinar. I haven't done a skin webinar in a long time. Got to talk about that. As a matter of fact, I was just grabbing some of this. This is the eye, neck, and lip cream that I have run out, and I grabbed it and put it on my desk so I didn't forget to take it upstairs so that I had it. Thank you, Nancy. I love you, mother hen. I'm proud of me too. Anyway, so if you have not signed up, go get signed up right now. It's savingdinner.com/you. That's how you're going to get it. You, Y-O-U, because this webinar is all for you. Betsy's coming. Yay, I'm so glad. I want to tell you everything what there is to know about skin. I get asked a lot how I have such nice skin for a middle 60s lady. And it's a lot of work, a lot of collagen drinking, had my smoothie today, who had theirs, and some really good skincare that goes on the outside. But there are things you need to know. And I want to share all of it with you, right? Go get registered now. And don't forget too, if you are looking to stock your freezer with food that's ready to go and on your plan, savingdinner.com/show. We have 20 for the freezer, 20 for the freezer crock pot, and 20 for the freezer grill. This is amazing stuff. You make them all together, throw them in freezer bags, put them in there, and then all you have to do is thaw and not reheat, but there's parts that you cook together so it doesn't taste like one of those icky frozen meals. It tastes fresh. So but the hard work has all been done, and you can just get these things done with a quick thaw in the sink in no time. One of my favorite things, a good plan B, because sometimes plan A doesn't always happen. These are amazing. All the directions are there. You'll love them. Okay, check that out, savingdinner.com/show. And don't forget, if you miss any of these announcements, you're saying, wait, slow down. Go to savingdinner.com/announcements and get all the scoop. All right, let's get busy. I got stuff to tell you about. We're talking about pain, y'all. Not a favorite subject, right? Nobody likes pain. Remember, yesterday I ended our show with a Tony Robbins truth bomb. Change happens when the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of change. Boom. I heard the bomb go off. Total truth bomb. But we have to talk about this pain of change because wise women step up and educate themselves at all times. This is what differentiates us from those who are merely going through the motions of being alive and those who want to live vibrantly, right? This is the differentiator. So Heraclitus, I can't even, I practice this. Heraclitus, there you go, said change is the only constant. He was an old Greek philosopher, an old Stoic. And, there's lots of good Socrates, pre-Socrates time of thing, if you're interested into all of that. But good stuff came out of that era, right? Change is the only constant. We know that. We've experienced that. If you've been a mother, you know that there is constant change raising children. And then suddenly they're gone, right? All truth bombs. But change upsets your life balance because of what you did before and perhaps what you need to do now. It has been replaced with your new thing, right? So we have a feeling about this, don't we? Everybody has feelings about this. We've got this new thing that we're doing, and sometimes it's like, oh, this is cool. I like this sprint thing. And then something comes up, like someone's having a birthday or some other kind of thing. You're thinking, uh-oh, what am I going to do now? And we get conflicted because we think, but I want to have this new thing, but yet I want to do this other thing, right? So we got to put all of this into perspective. How do we line it all up? And I will say this too, because even when this change is for your betterment and for your best, even if it's a huge positive, there's still a transition. Anybody for transition? It is. And it can be messy and even a tad painful and emotional and attached to all kinds of things. I told you about this story just real quick. I had a coaching client years ago who got upset with me because I had mentioned that in order for her to get the change that she wanted, because she had messed up skin, her joints were achy like crazy, and she also had weight loss resistance. She just could not lose weight. And I said, we got to let go of that dairy. The cheese has got to go. And she said to me, I will not let go of my cheese. And I knew right a minute it was a problem, right? Irritable, cranky. And she yelled at me. She bloody well yelled at me because there is an addiction that you can have to cheese, by the way. And she had it. So even though she had all this stuff going on, even though she had all these symptoms, even though I was asking her to give up cheese for 30 days, she was having none of it. She quit. She stopped seeing me, Nope. And this is, I've seen this before. I have seen this before because the pain of giving something up that was causing her pain was too much. She wanted that more than anything. So what do we do when we're faced in the same kind of a situation? We got to give something up in order to gain something that we want. But there's pain involved. There's a painful requirement of change that we don't really want to make. Can I just be honest with you? Who wants to make that? Right? Who wants to give up bread or cheese or whatever? Who wants to? Well, let's use the cheese example. I've got some things for you to take a peek-see at. Okay, let's just take a look at that. Number one is we've got to start with today. That's it. We always have to start with where we are. We can't get to where we want to go unless we start from where we know we are. Got to acknowledge that first. So even though you're not going to like it or even going to want to do it, you're going to have to do it anyway. That's all there is to it. That's the reality and the stark, naked truth about pain and change. Sometimes they go hand in hand. You got to take an action step. You got to go take a look at the cheese and say, cheese, it's been fun, but like a bad boyfriend, I got to break up with you, at least for 30 days. I got to give you a break and see what the heck is going on with my joints, with my skin, and with this weight gain weight loss resistance I just can't get away from. Break up, And number two, you got to be looking at this, it's going to be 30 days, right? And also with that 30 days, you got to take a look at number two, you got to take a look at, can I do anything for 30 days? Are you strong enough to do that? Well, of course you are. The strength that you have inside oftentimes hasn't been acknowledged by you, And you think about it and think about the other times that you faced things that you didn't want to face. And you found the strength that you didn't know existed, and you actually leveraged it, and you got the results you were seeking. That's the pain that's worth walking through in order to get what it is that you want in the end. Am I right? So my mom had all kinds of problems going on. She was also a client. This is way back, in the early 2010s or whatever. And she was going through all kinds of problems. She had hip issues, and she would turn over on her side or whatever and cry in pain. Her doctor said, well, even though she had osteoporosis, your hips are in pretty good shape, but we could do a hip replacement. This is what he wanted to do, double hip replacement. It's like, Mom, no, no. Where you are and everything like that, no, that's just wrong. And so you know what we did? I changed her diet. I took her off the dairy. I took her off the gluten. I took her off of everything. I changed her up. 30 days. I said, please, Mom, 30 days. She gave me 30 days and everything changed. And she went back and told her doctor where to go. She did. That's my mom. She was a pistol. And I'm going to tell you something. 30 days is something that everybody can do. Everybody can tuck 30 days under their belt and say, I can do this. Everyone. Not just me, not just, a few people here and there. Everyone. You all have it inside of you. You have that strength. And the pain compared to the outcome at the end is amazing what happens. You change your life. It's revolutionary. Am I right? Ask anybody who's done the hot melt 30. Pinky's up on that one. If you've done it, you know it is worth it. It is worth it. Oh my gosh, it is worth it. Because that pain of making that decision to let go of cheese or whatever for a minute is just the thing that you need in order to get you to the place you want to really, really go. You know, that's the whole thing. So, we got to check out these attachments. That's number 3. When we have an attachment to something that isn't a person or isn't, like a home or something like that, and we have an attachment to cheese, we start calling it my cheese, my dairy, my pasta, my bread, my whatever. There's an attachment there. That's too much. And we need to look at this because it's a little bit too much of a one-sided relationship. That cheese is not loving you back, sister. It's harming you. Take a look at the face and look at your skin condition. Tell me how your joints are feeling. And if you are having all of this back, having all of this, it is an abusive relationship. You're not getting loved back. You're loving on it, but it's not loving you back. There's a truth bomb for you. So what are we going to do? Number 4, we are going to replace that cheese. And we're not going to do stupid things like go and find fake cheese replacement. We're going to find foods that we love that are delicious that don't require cheese. You like tacos? You can do tacos without cheese, y'all. Put a little avocado on it. You will not miss the cheese. But don't do something like cheeseless lasagna and just make you sad. Find replacements. Look for things that you can do and stop looking at what you can't do. This is a mindset hack. Number 5, you got to flip your thinking. And when you flip your thinking and you start thinking about the things that you can have and the focus is on that and not what you can't have, things start to change. I can't even tell you how many times I've heard, well, I can't. This happened, by the way. I think Susan Mason might have been there. I don't know. I think she would be the only one. But I was having this was when I was in Boulder, Colorado. We were doing one of our first full blooms. It wasn't even called full bloom at that time. And there was a gal there who was saying, yeah, but I can't have this, that, and the other thing. And I can't do this. And I said, yes, but what can you have? And she just looked at me and went, oh my gosh, I never thought of it that way. And that's my invitation to you. Start thinking in those terms of what you can have, because the world is built on other things besides cheese. There's other foods besides the dairy group, right? I'm just using this as an example. You can use this on any kind of an example that you want. And then when you start to connect the dots of letting go of this cheese, for example, for 30 days and saying, you know what, I feel better. You know what, my skin's cleared up. You know what, my joints don't hurt and I'm starting to lose weight again and my stomach is flattened out. Then start to connect the dots on that. That's the focus, not the deprivation. If you're 3, you understand that deprivation. But grown-ass women, we understand what it means to focus on the correct stuff. Don't we? Yes, we do. Pinky's up on that. Because the bottom line is you are not deprived. You are privileged, sister. You get to choose what you want to eat. You're not sitting there in some war-torn country and having the Red Cross throw a bag of whatever at you and say, that's it. Good luck. We don't have that. We have these humongous supermarkets full of all kinds of stuff. Most of it's garbage. But if you know how to shop and you know what kind of food to eat, and if we're a hot melter, this is the way to do it. You get to choose all these good stuff. You get to choose and eat delicious, real food that fuels you, that makes you feel good, that completely changes everything, takes away the pain and gives you your energy back. Of course, we're using food as an example, but that's a good example, especially if you just completed the sprint. So now today we've used this as an example, but I bet you have something in your back of your mind that you're thinking about, ooh, cheese doesn't hit it, but I've been doing that about bread, or I've been doing that about, I don't know, whatever it is. And all I'm going to say is that, you got to do the work. You got to do the work. And when you do the work, and when you make this decision, and when you step up into the wisdom of understanding that pain accompanies change. And it's really not as bad as you think. The worst part about it is anticipating it, right? Because you get to own your body, own what's at the end of your fork, and own personal responsibility for fueling this one little body that you have been given on this earth. This is it. What are you going to do with it? It might be a little painful, but I promise you this. If you make the changes that you really need to make, and you know what they are, you're going to find yourself in a position 30 days from now thinking, why did I wait so long? Why did I wait? Don't do that. Vibrancy is on the other end of that, by the way. And while you might not get to your goal, you're going to get to a place where you feel pretty darn good about yourself, about where you are, and what you can see on the horizon. Blue skies ahead. Promise. All right. Thanks for joining me. Who's going to be here tonight? Tuesday night? Go sign up for the skin webinar. We're going to give you down all the juicy tidbits, give you all the down and dirty everything. savingdinner.com/YOU, because this is all about you and your skin. I can't wait to share all of it with you. I will see you tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget, go sign up. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.